Hello, everyone. I am Zara, and we are back with, I believe, part 10 of Sacred Fire. We're continuing where we left off as usual. I think we have finally made it to the camp. Yes. Okay, what do you do? We just made it at where Wade and everyone else should be. So we're going to pay attention to the crowd. Success. Several of the men are injured, and few of the women seem to be mourning. Something must have gone wrong with the plan to seal the ravine leading up here. Walking by, you hear some men arguing about how the Legion arrived so quickly from Ebroch after the attack on the wall. New insight about Commander. He responded incredibly fast to the wall attack. They must have been they must have seen the high-ranking commander and his men too. Some believe the Romans planned the invasion, and the smoke on the wall was a ploy to justify the cost to Rome. Others think that the attack on the wall was genuine, but that the Romans were tipped off. That's how they had come to mobilize. That's how they had time to mobilize. It's hard to find a free spot near the water, but Wig spots you and makes room. What do you do? Join them. You made room. Understanding the dire condition you're in, he gives you ample time to warm up. After days in the cold, your numb fingers come painfully back to life. You're proud of yourself for not voicing what you to say about the chill. Seeing you're comfortable enough to stand, Wade offers you some dried meat warmed up in the spring. What do you do? Accept. The warm, solid food seems like a feast after the cold bites eaten on the long march here.
I'm glad you made it, sister. Things were much worse than I thought when I left you on your own.
He glances down at your wounds. How do you respond? Mm, you didn't send me off. I chose to go myself.
Of course. I'm just glad you're all right.
I rolled a 27. Okay, so I succeeded in that. He sounds sincerely concerned.
You can clearly take care of yourself.
He hastily adds, as in case you mistake his concern for doubt. Of course. Attain attacked the Roman commander. He'll be looking for us.
What? Why would she?
He stops himself mid-sentence to consider what that means.
I agree. He might put his trackers on you. Etain really kicked the hornet's nest with this one. He'll also want to recapture the people you set free.
You can tell he's proud of what you accomplished. You feel strangely irritated by his vicarious pride. You're the one who risked her life. It's your success, not his. Hmm. You shake. Thank you. That was 100% chance anyway, so I was going to succeed either way. You shake it off, accepting that Wade is happy for your success, not just proud that he trained you. Do you tell him about the stranger who broke the chains? Yes. I had help. A Roman prisoner set them free.
Where is he now?
His curiosity is piqued. He was captured again. Yeah. He split from the group to give them a fighting chance.
Did the Romans kill him?
Um, a president's block tracks how much you mistrust him. Oh, okay. That's the strange thing. They wanted to, but didn't. Wade ponders this for a while before moving on to a new topic.
Is there any other reason the general would go out of his way to find you?
His expression is guarded. Huh. Think about whether this place is safe. I'm gonna up that. Sure, the commander may have been driven to get revenge, but this place is where it's well hidden. He will have to go through Chile Mountains glen by glen to find it. Unless someone who knows the location leads him here. Fear grips your insides. Luann's friend Brian, the boy who wasn't fast enough, could be the death to you all. I'm gonna trust Brian. Um, I saw it was personal for him when I killed his dog. Wed nods but doesn't comment. Me and Attain killed quite a lot of them. He nods but remains silent. And I'm not. She's not one of both that much. He got. He's got Brian, Luann's friend. Wed's expression grows anxious as he realizes Brian could be coerced to lead the Romans here.
And Luann? What became of her?
His voice is tense with anger. I got to her in time. She's here somewhere, safe and sound.
Thank you.
He sighs in relief, and for a moment, it looks as if he's going to hug you. Did I rank up or did he rank up? Because he is out of this world. Oh, look at me. I ranked up. Let's see. Excuse me. Um, let's see what she wants to belong. If I do it, it's negative. Minus friendship. If I do it, it's positive. You feel? Wait. Oh, it's help. I need to go look into this. You feel disdain for her inability to recognize. No. You feel more sympathetic towards her now as you've lived on the community's fringes yourself. What was this one? Alright, then I need to see exactly what it was I did with everyone else. You feel more trusting. You feel more trusting knowing that the trauma she's been through didn't make her bitter. Yeah, that's right. Um, oh, your grain. I know I put negative into her for sure. Let's see. You start to spread rumors about how she cares about her status above all else. What is this one? Well, I can do this as much as I want. Hmm. Maybe I don't like her anyway. She abuses her power. What will this do? You feel even more aversion towards her now, realizing she mistreats the orphans. We don't even know anything about moral. And I don't think we can do anything with ourselves. Let's see what we have here. We resisted that. Let's do this one. We're gonna finish that off. And the calm, starborn, the swift. What's a pardon? How much a character sees you as a person and how likely they are going to forgive an offense.
You're so preoccupied with that girl, you've forgotten the dumb boy who got himself captured.
Grain interrupts. Let's just prepare ourselves. Oh, okay. Several villagers turned their heads your way. Shame. She must have been listening the whole time. Didn't I do how safe is this?
That boy is soft. He'll betray us to the Romans. He could be leading them right to us as we speak.
A rip-off panic spreads through the onlookers. Weird lips move inaudibly, probably cursing your grain under his breath. He succeeded at whatever this role was, or anger resistant.
Everybody settle down.
He booms in a commanding voice, and the effect is immediate. It's nice to see he's human too. She is, but nice to see he's
It's
human
your
too.
fault the children went missing, Wid, and you know it. You've been teaching them to be independent and rebel against me. That's the whole reason they were out there, and one of them fell into Roman hands. That's how you, Wid, compromised our hiding place.
You can tell Wade blames himself for what happened to the boy. Your grain is playing the crowd again.
Shut up, you witch. If you'd taken better care of them, they wouldn't have run away.
Thank you, Attain. Your grain jerks back in fear, and a few people seem uncomfortable with Attain's aggressive tone. What do you do? This isn't the time to play the This isn't the time. I want her to be called out for sure. Why is it 100? She's slowly learning to be a leader. We know what she's doing for sure. But do I want to stay quiet and let them? This isn't the time to play the crowd.
And your sister is the same. Trying to be a hero and bringing strangers here. Escaped slaves, who the Romans are hell-bent on finding.
One thing I give this game. My disdain for your grade is very, very, like, She, they did her character perfectly, especially leading up to how you feel about her. Anger is draining your control. Oh, we know this already. Let's do this. You need to stay calm.
Igraine, daughter of Alba. I remember when it was my people who offered you refuge.
The old man speaks up to everyone's surprise. Thank you. Wait, this was the refuge? The refugee? Ah. At the sound of his voice, your grain goes completely still, and you notice her hand trembling. She and the old refugee have history. Okay. The others have noticed the change as well and fall silent, eyeing your grain and the strangers curiously. Do you address the old man? I don't like her. I see you've met your grain. The old man nods, and your grain remains unusually silent. How do you proceed? Think about this. It seems your grain is afraid the old man will reveal something she wants to stay hidden. He did mention his people offer your grain refuge. Did she tell them about this spot in return? How do you proceed? Am I right to assume your grain told you about this place?
Yes, she did. It was the best option at the time, and we all survived.
Well, with such a situation, while such a situation isn't unheard of, the fact your grain tried to blame Wid for endangering the hiding place turns people against her. Thank you. Did we rank or did? I'm guessing it's us. I don't know how the rank system works. Wid seems to be one step ahead because when he speaks, he already has a plan.
We must assume they're on their way here. I'll take some fighters and throw them off the scent.
Wid decides after a while. You feel the tension lift. The most experienced warriors start packing their gear without Wid having to ask. No one pays attention to your grain anymore, and she retreats, shaking like a leaf. Oh, she resisted something. A pain resistant check. How do you react to Wid's plan? How can I help Wid?
I need you here in case the worst happens and the Romans reach this place.
I don't know about that, but not to accept the task.
I'll make sure the Romans never find this place.
He states, hoisting his gear.
Make sure they don't turn on each other while I'm gone.
He adds and makes the leave. What do you do? Think about what he might have missed. He's so focused on leading the danger away, he didn't prepare for the worst outcome. He's leading the best warriors away. If the Romans find this place in his absence, he'll be in a weakened defensive state. You must find a way to let him know if that comes to pass. The more you think about it, the more you're convinced the Roman commander must not be underestimated. What do you need to do? We have to set up some kind of signal.
The sound of the alarm horn won't carry far from within the glen.
He shakes his head.
You'll need someone willing to climb the escarpment all the way to the top.
But you can tell he doubts anyone can climb the slippery rock slide all the way up to the ridge. What do you do? Stay safe, brother. He smiles as you both realize your roles have been reversed since your last farewell. What do you do? Embrace him in a bear hug again, of course.
By the gods, You're serious about this?
He scolds, returns your embrace with a straight face this time. Who leveled it? I'm guessing me. What do you say? Do you adapt quickly, big brother? He rolls his eyes, amused at your spunk. He studies the sky to see how much daylight remains. Realizing much must be done for his plan to work, he leaves hastily. He joins the group of seasoned warriors gathering at the entrance. You're still unsettled by the threat the Roman commander presents and notice Wid's group is bigger than necessary. Wid is already leaving, so you have to decide swiftly. Let's go this first. Mindset. I don't have what it takes for this. That people, your grain for sure. What is you feel less aversion? Nope. You're gonna. Well, she likes Brian. What? Oh wait, that's the one I wanted to do. Take this off. I can't take points away after I allocate it. I'm not feeling that. I have to remember to go to followers next. And Brian one. No, I want him to survive. You stay silent.
Take only as many fighters as the task requires, Wid.
To your relief, Attain walks briskly up to Wid. She seems to have recovered from the malaise prompted by her failure to kill the Roman commander. The warriors look daggers at Attain as if she's spoiling their fun, but Wid stays calm. You realize Wid is a uniquely good match for her. We'll be able to handle her fix of anger.
You're right, Etain. We're too many.
He knows this won't make him popular, but his authority is evident, and a few warriors step back, reserving their unhappy glares at Attain. Well, better her than me. Oh, anger resistant check. Wid thanks them and swiftly leaves without looking back at her. Oh, your relief at Attain's intervention is short-lived because now she's turning on you with fire in her eyes. For a moment, you think she's going to scold you in front of everyone, but then she breaks eye contact and walks past you. What do you do? Stay quiet. She got something going on. You feel good about letting her walk away. Even paying her a compliment will turn into a fight. As soon as Wid and the group are out of sight, your grain starts packing her things, preparing to leave. The people around her take notice, and she commands the orphans to gather their belongings as well. Luann is among them. She starts helping the younger ones. No, ma'am. What do you do? Speak to Luann. She glances up when you approach, her expression sad but determined. You notice that she tenses up and slips her hand into her pouch. What do you do? There's no point in pressuring her to stay. She's showing her loyalty to her friends. If you want to keep her safe, you need to stop your grain. What do you do? Wait for her to reveal what's in the pouch.
I have something for you.
She whispers, glancing around to make sure your grain isn't watching. What do you do? Pretend to drop your pouch. Ugh. Failed it. Pretend to drop your pouch. Why am I rolling so high? The Hawaiian plays along and bends to retrieve it. Your hand meets and she passes you a couple of thick brown leaves. What do you do? Hide the leaves in your bag. It's hard to stay quiet. I don't understand. Now I roll on 100% chance. Once the herbs are out of sight, she visibly relaxes and turns to help another of her little friends without drawing further attention to you. What do you do? Whisper goodbye, brave girl. You can tell the girl appreciates your discretion, but a warm smile reaches her eyes and her shoulders straighten. What do you do? Here, you have a lot of mouths to feed.
Thank you.
You can tell it means a lot to her that you thought about the other children.
We're leaving. Anyone who isn't ready will be left behind.
She fixes you with an angry stare. I need to stop her. But this isn't my... It's not something Zara would actually say. You've been a dear friend, stay safe. She looks away, hiding her reaction. Your grain hollers for her charges to hurry up. What do you do about your grain and the office leaving? We're gonna analyze this for sure. You make an effort to understand your grain's perspective. She just lost another power struggle to Wid. And Wid entrusted this safe place to you, not her. That must have rubbed her the wrong way too. But if she leaves and gets captured, it'll be a higher risk this place will be compromised. Then you look at the crowd. Many are panicking simply because they need a healer. You feel like you're running out of options. The best way to keep them here is simply to remind them of Wid. And if no adult from the community follows your grain out, you should be able to sway the guards to keep her here. The last thing you notice is a boy perched high on the cliffside, clearly hiding from your grain. He's being a smartass again, but maybe you can make use of his climbing skills. What do you do about your grain and the office leaving? Your grain, what nonsense? We have to stick together.
It's your fault this place isn't safe. You failed to bring back the missing children.
People start talking in hushed tones, now uncertain whether they should go or if they should stay or go themselves. Only a few start to pack their things, some of them glancing your way for guidance. What do you do? You can't gamble with the lives of all these children. Several villagers turn sharply to look at your grain, realizing she may be leading people into the real danger.
I'm not putting my fate in your brother's hands. He almost got us all killed at the ravine. I am welcome at the royal fort. Anyone who follows will sleep safely within its walls tonight.
She proclaims in a formal voice. The wounded and sick need rest.
I was intending to each and every one of them while you slept. It's now up to the gods who will recover and who slip into the shadows.
She used her ceremonial voice. Wade has never steered us wrong in times of war. Several people nod thoughtfully, recalling all the times Wade made sound decisions. And there's no adult, after this, no adults follow your grain when she moves to leave with the orphans. Since everyone has agreed to stay, you're confident you can convince the guard as well to stop your grain. Let your grain approach them first. One more success. You join at the end of the road without her noticing and wait patiently for the guards to act. Wit has no authority over me. I wonder why that's not a voice acting. The grain scolds the guards as they step into her path. I'm using the same brain I used when I healed you all on my own, she says, reminding them of their debt to her. Will you intervene? Wit save us too. He's sticking his neck out for us right now. For a moment it looks as if the guard is going to speak again, but he remains silent. You can tell he's considering this from every angle. Leave. Come on. Leave, the veteran warrior grunts at your grain. I'm not explaining to Wade how to put the orphans at risk. You can see from her expression that she knows she's lost, so she can leave, but the orphans can't. For a moment, she looks like she's going to lose her temper and attack the guard, but instead she turns back. I hope you're happy. You just sentenced all these children to die, she says venomously and loudly enough for everyone to hear. The children look at you. Loanne is whispering something. What do you do? It's you who will leave them to their deaths out there. That shuts the old hag down, but the sense of threat remains, and some of the children look sick with worry. What do you make of your grain after all of this? She is truly evil. Everyone watches as you all return to the valley, and many of them look at you with respect. You notice a few wounded fighters are moving their gear to the far edge of the end of the glen. What do you do next? Think of the options. Scanning the glen, you see the sick and wounded struggling to reach the far end. Not only their injuries hinder their progress, but also the hot spring, which has made a muddy mess of the terrain back there. You realize this would be the perfect field upon which to face Roman legionnaires in their heavy armor. While few people here could hold a shield wall, most of them are carrying a bow and sling. A plan starts to form in your mind, a handful of warriors using the mud to hold off Roman lines while missiles rain down on them. The last piece falls into place when you recall the alarm signal you arranged with Wid. A second for slamming the Romans from behind could turn the tide and force an enemy retreat. And the boy who was hiding from your grain could climb all the way to the top of the ridge. What do you do? Think before putting the boy at risk. From seeing the boy climb, you know he's up to the task, and giving him a chance to prove himself will improve his standing. But the others have to understand that you've seen him climb before. Or you could just placate them saying the signal will work regardless and don't send anyone up the rock face. Talk to the boy privately. Hmm. Let's see. We want to talk to him privately. It takes a moment for you to spot him next to a hot spring. He must have climbed down to warm himself while your grain was distracted. He frowns when he sees you approach. What do you do? I saw you hiding from your grain up there. Good job. The expression lights up at the mention of his transgression. He's obviously proud of himself. What do you do? I'm not using a child. Reconsider. Try to find someone else to make the climb. Hmm. Oh, they're gonna. Hmm. Chance. What said on their signal from the high will be heard. The villagers look dumbly at each other, but no one steps forward. You have to accept that no one is willing to take the climb. What do you do next? Let's move the guards to the far side of that mud. You can see she's seriously considering your suggestion. What do you do? The Romans' armor will be a disadvantage. Her eyes light up with understanding.
Hell yes! That's an idea worth dying for.
She exclaims, rage, excitement, and admiration thicken her voice. I'm glad you agree. She flashes her teeth in a wolf-like grin, and you can see she really admires you for this. Once everyone sees you're in agreement, you don't even need to make an announcement. They all start moving towards the back. I gained renown and I lost. Well, no wealth, and then I lost wealth. Well, I don't know about strong. People, followers, war, people, stranger, Brian. What do you do? Go talk to the guards yourself. Seeing you approach, they move to block your path. What do you do? I told everyone to move back to the far side of that mud.
Go pester someone else. We need to focus on our duty here.
A grizzled warrior growls at you. I came to stay and watch with you.
Should the Romans find us, they'll come in great numbers, and we'll all die here.
And we take as many of them with us as nope, not solemnly. A few of them keep watching you, while the rest turn their attention back to guarding the entrance. What do you do? Let's lure the armored Romans into that mud wallow. Your suggestion to leave the narrow gap leaves the sets the grizzled veteran off. He scoffs and shakes his head, but that's all he does. Give him time to cool down. He scoffs at you, but then reconsiders. The others are glancing back at the mud around the hot springs. Then someone suggests taking a closer look, and they start arguing amongst themselves. What do you do? The other location would allow us to use archers too. Nah. Let's try it again. Oh no, I'm about to use an MP. They almost simultaneously growl at you to shut up, but then one side takes up your point about the archers. Soon their thirst for revenge runs over, and they move over on their own to explore the other locations. Once people see the guards walking towards the mud and forming a line, they take up positions on higher ground. You hear them talk over each other, and some sound like they're hoping the Romans will come. Attain nods your way to acknowledge your success in persuading the guard. Experience. I probably should have used the boy, but it just didn't feel right. I have one more. Eating is hard. It'll go twice. Oh, wait, take that back. What is this? The brave. One. No, I'm gonna keep one. Oh, reinforcements are. Alrighty. We are at the next chapter. We allocated most of our points, and I think this is where we're going to end this episode. Thank you very much, and see you next time.